Okay, I'm going to try something a little bit different today as far as my microphone, because sometimes I put it too high up and then I breathe and it picks it up, and then I'm doing a lot of that stupid raspy breathing thing that I do, and I don't even know I'm doing it until I catch it in editing. But then the other day I put it a little bit lower down, and then the seatbelt was running across it the whole time, and we're going to try something. We went back to a different mic because I kept losing the foam off of the last one as well, thankfully. Anyway, just a quick thing today. I just need to see some birds, what I really want to do. I'm going to a little trail that I know, but it's very popular. I've been there a couple times, and again, yeah, it's very popular. It's a popular walking spot. People with their dogs, people just out walking, people playing music, people on their phones, people talking. There's a lot of that. So I don't expect much, but the only thing I'm going to do differently, I'm going to take my camera and everything. I'm also going to hook up the audio and put the headphones on, because if nothing else, if I get some bird audio, that would be great. I'd love to hear some bird calls and things like that. And if not, it's a pretty good deterrent for people trying to bother me, as I've noticed. Anyway, I got to let the whole car defrost here because we are completely iced over, so it's going to be a few minutes. Okay, that was miserably cold. Oh, I looked at the temperature and I guess I misread. Maybe it's wrong. I mean, these areas up here, these little mountain towns, like a couple towns over, weather could be totally different. It could be snowing in one town, it's not the next. The elevation is, varying a lot, so the forecast is not exact. No matter where I look it up and I go on the map and I go, okay, I want to go here, what's the weather like here? And they do their best. But yeah, it said it was going to be warmer than it was. It said it was 10, and by this point at 9 o'clock, it's been 2 full hours since I got out here at 6:45. It was supposed to be much warmer. Not a whole lot warmer, granted, but above. The car is reading 8 degrees. So that was very cold, miserably cold. I definitely need to bring the even bigger gloves. I doubled up with that stuff and I got the hot hands in there, but like my fingers were frozen. I got in the car and there was ice, frost in my beard. My nose, the inside of my nose kept freezing up while we were out there. And it drained the batteries awful fast on some of my equipment. This thing had a full charge when I came out, and we're already down to 40%, and I've recorded all of maybe 10 minutes. Cold does kill batteries, I know that. That's why I bring extras for most things. I did not bring extra for the audio recorder that I put on the camera, but I put fresh batteries in it while I was waiting for the car to defrost this morning. So I thought that would be enough, but they died. They lasted about 2 hours. Even though I turned them on, they immediately went, we're already very low. But as cold as it was, they lasted. Not that I heard anything. There were no people. There were no wildlife. I did not see almost any birds until right at the end where I saw some magpies. The magpies are common in this area. I have seen them around, and I saw them up in a tree. Maybe I got a picture of one. There's barely any sunlight because it's very cloudy. I know it is going to snow. The snow is not supposed to be here for a couple of hours yet. Again, if the forecast is true, which it is often not. So we'll see. But either way, I did. It's cold. I did see the magpies right there. And I was going to the point, the audio recorder, I was going to get them doing a call just to have something. I just wanted to see something. But it didn't. I went to press the record button and it died. So mostly it was cold. It was frustrating. I had the foot fell off of my tripod, my monopod. I bought a foot on there. It came unscrewed. And then you're out there, and I've got the camera, and I've got all the stuff and everything. Oh, look, it's already down to 20%. This thing's going to die real quick. So the foot fell off. I had trouble. Once again, I thought I set it up. I figured out I'm still getting used to this camera. I've been using Canon for the whole time I've been doing this. It's been 3-4 years. It's 2022. Did I start in 2018 or 2019? I think I started in 2019. Going outside, taking pictures of the nature and the wildlife, and posting about it on a blog. I'm pretty sure it's been 3, probably close to 4 years now. Anyway, I used Canon the whole time there, and so switching over to the Sony that I've had for a bit there's frost on my camera body. That's how cold. Switching over like that, I'm still learning those things, and so I thought I set up my custom settings for different things. Like I set one where aperture priority and then shutter priority, which is a whole thing. I set up my own custom ones of those, but I also was setting up the video settings. So if I just flip the switch, I can switch over and start recording video, which is what I wanted to do. I was getting video of the water where there was water. There were just sheets of ice at some points, but there was water flowing, and I thought that looked pretty with the ice all around it. So I was going to record that. And I started recording, and then I noticed it was recording HD, not 4K, and 24 frames a second, and not 60 frames a second like I use. And I went, well, I've done this. I've set up all my stuff to do this. This is not brand new. And it didn't record the movie settings like it recorded the photo settings. It's a whole thing. I think I may have gotten it because I turned it off and back on and switched the settings, and it went back to there. But then I have to go back and set it for everything all over again. I don't know. It's a frustrating thing. So dealing with that while I was out there and just being cold. So that's it. It's 9 o'clock. I'm going to go a little bit longer. I'm going to drive around and see if I can see something. I really just want to see birds. I know that it's winter. It's the dead of winter. It's miserably cold. It is still just 8 degrees according to the car. The sun is peeking out more now, but again, it's just a lot of clouds. So I don't expect anything great, but I am going to drive a little bit. I am going to see if I can see something somewhere. Just really would like to. And then I'm going home to warm up. Well, didn't see that much. I did see some crows. I went back to one of the places that I'd been to back in the summer, along a trail, I guess, kind of. But there's a parking lot, and There's bridges and things like that, and I saw swallows there earlier this year in the summer, a bunch of them. So I thought, well, maybe. Nothing. That's where I saw the crows, though. So I saw some crows, and then that was it. I went driving a lot around up into neighborhoods off of the highway, just looking around to see what's around in that particular town that I was in, going up. There were some very fancy houses, and I'm sure multi-million dollar houses, big houses tucked way up on top of a mountain. The view is pretty, though. I tried my best to grab the camera and safely one hand without looking, point out the window or something like that, to see the view. You can see the mountains really well, so that was pretty. But look out the window, not at the dashboard. Oh well, time to head home. I did see something else real quick. While I was out there on the trail walking around, it was interesting. Obviously, most of the river was frozen over, but not all of it. But it was interesting that I saw at 2 different places tracks for an animal that I'm going to try to look up, because I've never seen something like that. They were bigger, single file, just kind of going out towards the water. Well, where the water, it's frozen, but like in the snow, you could see that, and then they didn't come back. But I don't know what kind of. I did the best that I could to get pictures and video on here. I'm not sure what it was. It's certainly interesting. I don't know what walks single file like that. It looked big. It didn't look like bird, but it didn't. Not foxes. I've seen foxes around. I'm not sure what it was. But that's all for today. It is what it is. Maybe next time I will see more. But it is not today that I will see anymore. I don't really have anything else. It's unfortunate that I didn't get to see that much wildlife, but it is really, really cold. So kind of makes sense that it would all stay in there. And honestly, if the sun's not going to peek out today, maybe the wildlife isn't going to peek out today. Maybe it's just going to hide wherever they stay to keep warm and survive, which makes sense. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. But that's what I got for today. So maybe more next time.